This is a jaw-dropping number. Look at that. More than 3 million people have already voted in Georgia. That's over half of the state's registered voters. And tomorrow, Kamala Harris is going to make her 7th visit to the state that Joe Biden won by fewer than 12,000 votes in 2020. It will be her final pitch to those battleground voters. Fox and Friends weekend co-host Will Cain is live there with the governor of Georgia. Good morning, guys.
I do have Governor Brian Kemp with me right now. Right before we went on air, Steve, Brian said to me, have you had a lot of conversations about Texas, Georgia yet this morning? I'd say at least 2 dozen. Everybody has felt the need to rub it in. Yes, you guys beat Texas.
We're focused on Florida now, though, right, y'all?
Governor, that is an astounding number that Steve was just sharing with the audience. I mean, 1 in 2 voters in Georgia have already cast a ballot. It's 3.6 million compared to 2.3 at this time in 2020. What is different? Why is this happening in Georgia?
Well, I think just a lot of enthusiasm. We saw a lot of people vote in 2022 in my reelection campaign because we really worked that hard because we knew we had to reverse what we saw happen. In 2020, I think our Election Security Act gave people on our side a lot of confidence in the process, and then also just messaging from the top on down from former President Trump, the Republican Party, Georgia Republican Party, elected officials like myself, candidates that are in swing districts. I mean, we had told people, look, we got to get the vote out. And I believe the enthusiasm and energy is more on our side than theirs right now, at least in Georgia.
I want to ask you about that Election Security Act because it's a point of conversation on both the left and the right. First, Joe Biden said it would be, what do you call it, Jim Eagle, something like that? Jim Crow on steroids, Jim Eagle, and Jim Crow 2.0. And that he said it would suppress the vote. The numbers don't suggest that's the case whatsoever.
No, they did every name in the book, just like the deplorables and garbage and Jim Crow 2.0, voter suppression and other things that Stacey Abrams and a lot of other political leaders on their side were saying lawsuits that we won every single one of them because we knew what the truth was. It was easy to vote and hard to cheat in Georgia, and we had to fight in the courts. We had to fight the media narrative on that from the left. We had to fight big corporations and, of course, Major League Baseball.
Right.
But also, I think that's why our people have said, you know, look, we're going to stick it in your eye. We're going to go vote, and we're going to win this thing, keep Georgia red like it should be.
Well, I forgot about all that. Corporate pressure, Major League Baseball, you had it from everywhere, Governor. You're about to get it from the voters as well here in Georgia. Let's have a few questions for you. Let's start with Betsy over here. We've been talking about illegal immigration this morning. It's important to a lot of people. And Betsy, what was your question for the governor?
So Laken Riley was killed 4.5 miles from my home. So that's a major concern for me. What do you need from the federal government to help protect citizens in Georgia?
Like I said before, secure the damn border. I mean, it's not that hard. We've done it before. That should not be a partisan issue. You know, Kamala Harris is saying she supports that. And the question is, why haven't they done that? You know, it's been almost 4 years now. And so I think when you look back at the policies of former President Trump, the folks who were in charge when he was in office, the relationships that they had with the governors, I mean, you had the border was secure, the messaging was right. You didn't have things that like happened to Laken Riley going on. We were just visiting Marty and I with a family in Camden County that their 15-year-old daughter and grandmother got killed by a drunk driver that was here illegally. And those things have happened all over the country. It's one reason that I think we're going to win this election.
All right, let's talk to Todd down here, Governor. Todd had a question about the economy. He wanted to ask you about one of the policies put forward by President Trump.
Yep, just curious of your thoughts about any continued or increased trade tariffs with China.
Well, I have a little bit of mixed feelings on across the board tariffs, but look, I would much rather be dealing with the Trump administration than the Harris administration when it comes to anything on tax cuts, the economy, and really how we figure our way out of 40-year high inflation that we've seen from Biden and Harris, because their policies, quite honestly, have been picking winners and losers versus having a level playing field. Donald Trump's policies in the past, at least dealing with them during COVID and other things, where they just treated all the states the same. They treated all the citizens the same. And that's all people want. They want a free market, or at least a stable market. And I do think there's places where, like, we need to take on China. Our trade deficit with China is way out of balance from where it should be. So taking the fight on some of those issues is, or even just sending the signals that you're going to do that can be very effective.
Ryan, a minute ago, asked me to ask about election fairness. We talked about that a little bit earlier. What has Georgia done to ensure election fairness? I think we've talked about that a little bit. Mike here, I have heard this question more than once this morning when it comes to the governor. Go ahead. You can ask your question.
Governor, what's next for you?
I'm going to work hard between now and Tuesday to get the vote out.
I think he was.
We don't need to put the next election in front of this one, y'all. Stay focused. Let's get the vote out. We got to win not only at the top of the ticket, but all the way down. I mean, our legislative majorities are at risk in the Georgia State House, so we've got to help at-risk legislators. We've got to have a big turnout. We got a big DA's race right here.
I think you've got it. I think you're getting that turnout. Incredible turnout here in Georgia. And still several days to go until the race is over, not just for president, but for everything. Governor Brian Kemp, thanks so much for being with us.
Go Dogs.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment on Fox and Friends.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.